Live night news. If you're a lot like me, then you might not like you. Welcome to Hours of Clarity, episode 4. Got my man here, pillar in my recovery, sponsor me through. Your dedication and inspiration in my life, and I mean this wholeheartedly. This man is a gem in my day-to-day living. Calls me all the time, represents something positive in my life. But why don't you introduce yourself here?
Hi, I'm Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, how long you been sober, buddy?
Around 5 years.
5 years, eh?
Yeah.
Just Brentwood?
Yeah, just Brentwood.
Slide forward, just because of the wall there.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate you coming in and taking the time to actually have this talk with me. You've been calling me on a regular basis since, I think, week 1 of my graduation. So I love you.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that. Topic of the week this week, gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. You just being here is a blessing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so how was recovery brought into your life? Like, how did you get to where you were going?
I don't know, just a lot of bad stuff, like, was happening.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, pretty much how it all started. I never really wanted to drink.
Yeah?
I never wanted to do drugs. And then life just got more and more difficult. And I thought the only way out was trying pot.
That was in teens?
Yeah, when I was like 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I started smoking pot. Like, I wanted to be straight edge. Like, I wanted to
Right.
not do anything. And then I just gave up. And then that turned into like more trauma happening in my life. And
So like as you're growing up as a kid?
yeah,
then?
like pretty much the next year, like after losing my grandfather, and like pretty much my safe space,
Yeah.
I needed something to cope with life, I guess. So
Were you subject to alcohol and drugs as a child? Like, was there like drinking or partying in your family kind of
not
thing?
really, actually. My family's actually non-alcoholic. Like
Okay.
my mom doesn't drink. My dad doesn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
My brothers don't drink.
So when you were closer to your grandfather, you say that's a pivotal turning point?
Yeah. Like I didn't know this until I got into recovery, but he was in AA and stuff, and he used to be really bad drunk, from what my mom told me. And then, just a lot of stuff I've seen growing up, kind of attributed to my decisions. On top of that, I've seen a lot of abuse. I've been a part of a lot of abuse. It's just growing up was just difficult.
Yeah.
So.
And probably an escape for us. Like
Yeah.
Every individual, I guess, in recovery has like-minded feelings and like been through struggles in one way or another, right? And we can relate to that now that you've been here. Like, graduate from Brentwood and alumni.
Yeah.
And how many people like you've helped throughout time? I watch you come back all the time for the past year that I've been through Brentwood, right? So just seeing that you actually know that the recovery works if you work it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And bringing that back, the message that you obviously have throughout your traumas, you can help other people through.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see that. And it's like somebody coming through wearing a badge of pain or a badge of like suffering or.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
How did you recruit me? Right. Like,
Yeah.
And to be honest, bro, like I haven't had a sponsor on podcast yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and like I've been looking for a Brentwood alumni, and the fact that we even talked about this, joked around about it, like, and you're here now, you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, I'm really proud that I could have you here. But growing up, the same thing with me, man. Like, my dad was a drinker, but in one way or another, I just felt neglected, felt alone, so isolated, and I would turn to the same thing. So the feelings are mutual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you find, like, in high school, smoking pot, started drinking, hanging out with people?
Yeah, well, even when I was drinking, I wasn't really, I had like 2 friends and
So it's more isolation drinking? Wow,
I knew a guy who, like, would hook me up with booze because he thought I was, like, we were friends and we were pretty funny.
Yeah.
So he'd hook me up with booze because he's older.
Yeah. So you could buy it. Whatever.
Yeah, you could buy it, and then in that world you can find anything, really.
Right.
Like, there's like, once you open that gate up, like, fuck. I remember like my friends finding like wanting to do meth one day. I'm like, I'm not really down with that. I think I'm just gonna stick with the bottle.
But regardless, things are popping in your world, right?
Things are like, I saw crack, I saw all this shit, all this stuff, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna.
Did you ever participate, or just being around it, subject to it?
I was always around it. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't participate till like 19. 19 is when I I didn't really like, because I thought like I was doing okay,
Yeah.
and like I had a band at the time, and like I was managing a band, and I had a job, I had all this stuff, and we were playing shows. And after my first show with my band, my friend introduced me to cocaine, and that's when like I knew that like.
Would you say you have an addictive personality?
Yeah, I was pretty much hooked after that, because it was just like, because I could keep drinking.
Right. So did any of your family members, like you said, your mom was there,
Yeah.
like no, she wasn't a drinker probably through like her past, as you know, you said your grandfather was
Yeah.
in recovery. So it's like to raise like you guys, like I'm not like that in a
Yeah.
way, right? The way she went through her pain or whatever she went through.
Yeah.
So what was that like separation from, like hiding them secrets, not telling your mom or family brothers, like you said they didn't
Oh,
use?
they all knew.
Right.
They like. I
Did you
wasn't
think they
hiding.
did? Did you
Yeah.
think they did at the time? Or you weren't hiding it at all?
I wasn't like if.
So right in your face.
Oh yeah, like I didn't care. Like,
Oh, buddy.
Because it was like, I come home and I'd be like either blackout drunk, or I'd be like just
Right.
drunk, and then they'd be like, okay, well, he's just gonna go.
Did they ever try and talk to you about it, like you got a problem or you need help or?
Oh yeah, my mom screamed at me all the time, and then I just.
Right. What do we take that as too, eh?
Yeah.
Like it's like the crying love and taking freedoms. How many sleepless nights? Like you look back at it now, what they
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about here in program, right?
Yeah, my mom had a lot of sleepless nights, and it's not just because like she worked a lot, but
Right.
it's just because like she knew I was out in the city, wandering the streets, because I didn't want to go home.
Right. And even at that time, Kay, you're doing what you want. That's your
Yeah.
freedoms, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm a man, whatever it is that we thought, right?
Mhm.
And then we look at that now, and same thing vice versa. Like they had to work and worry,
Yeah.
pay rent and worry.
Yeah.
Like wonder, and you know, is my son dead? Is like he going to be coming home tonight? And if he is coming home, what kind of shape is he going to be in? Like possibly just wanting to give you a meal, a hug, but it comes out in yells.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, because like they have no control, right?
Yeah.
And all they want to see is their children be successors of them.
Yeah.
In a way, right? Just do better than I did in life, and their parents are pretty much happy, right?
Yeah.
So 5 years in recovery now. How old are you?
28.
28. So you're saying to me, like at about 23 years
Yeah.
old, you really took a grip on this.
Yeah.
What was the like the 19-year-old band playing, bar hopping or whatever it is, right? Because what was it, a grunge band or a punk band?
It was a punk band.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean? Like these guys are going to shows, there's definitely alcohol, booze, and drugs. And
Oh, yeah.
exactly, you know what I mean? It's the same thing in any kind of world like that, right?
Mhm.
Represented with cocaine, how long did that last?
I'd say 8 years.
Wow, eh?
Yeah. It
Wow.
was 8 years of me blacking out, and on the weekends, 3-day benders of drugs, and then repeat cycle until.
I want to see a picture of that guy. You know what I mean? Well, you don't have to right now, but you know what I'm trying. Yeah, I bet you do. I
Yeah.
bet you do. Look at you now, healthy.
Yeah.
You're working, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing good these days. Where are you working right now?
I'm a roofer.
You're a roofer, eh?
Yeah, I'm a flat roofer.
So coming into Brentwood, who's the help that you granted yourself with? Let's say, like, was it a family member? Was it a friend that brought you like towards recovery here? Or?
Yeah, I asked my buddy, and because I knew he could crack from here.
Okay.
He still drank and stuff, but
Yeah.
like, he stopped doing crack.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty hardcore. Maybe I should just like
Give it a shot.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Is this the only place you applied to? Is at Brentwood?
Yeah.
Wow, eh?
I'm not gonna pay for stuff.
Well, no, in regards, but there's other treatment centers that are free,
Yeah.
right? So, but this is home to you. Windsor's home to you,
Yeah.
right? So you got to go through Father Paul's program, right?
Yeah.
And who's your group leader by chance?
Well,
Paul. Oh, no kidding, eh? I'm just kidding. I already knew that. Paul K. A blessing in disguise. You know, I think you were there my first day coming in a program. Were you not?
Yeah.
When I was challenged and I didn't understand the reasons why he tries to find and pick people apart.
Yeah.
And it was be quiet, don't interrupt me, I'll lose my train of thought.
Yeah.
And how wrong I was about him. You
Yeah.
know, right?
everyone is.
Everybody, we just heard it today in group about what did the guy say? Says I thought you were like a control freak or something,
Yeah.
right? And he's like a week, whatever, halfway through his program now. He's like, I kind of realize you're a good guy.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Unreal, right? And I can say he's like a second father to me, especially finding those connections in recovery. How did he help you?
Just made me realize a lot of stuff about me.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, just my actions. He helped me just kind of get through a lot of my Well, actually, a lot of the. Well, what he says is like the guys on program are going to be part of your sobriety, and he helped me realize that. So I got through a lot of my trauma with the guys on program because he pretty much tells you like, hey,
Get with the
get
man.
with the guys. Like,
Right. So even cliche one-on-ones, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember when I first came to the program, I was like, man, I got to do this all the time. Like it was kind of like, oh, here we go, right? Learn how to listen,
yeah,
right? Learn how to actually take care of somebody else. How many times you call me in a week? At least 7,
yeah,
right? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if I don't know someone that's actually a good mentor, I didn't even know what you were doing at first, bro. I didn't. I thought like, this guy, like, how does he care about me? Why does he care about me?
yeah,
And then more calls. You bring me to Jackson Park. You guys show me around Windsor a bit. Bring me to
Yeah.
the pizza place. And take me for a tattoo.
Yeah.
Give a lot of stuff you've done for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even after this, we're going grocery shopping. The point is that you're there for me until I realize that it's a two-way street,
yeah,
right? So that's something that Paul necessarily had to get with the men. Be there for people. So thank you for that. And he did the same thing for me. Helped me look in the mirror.
yeah,
He really honestly did. I couldn't shave when I get here, and I still need to. But the point is that I legitimately learned how to look at myself in reflection, right? Without an actual mirror. Like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? I'm glad you said that because he's a very good person, and I did not think so at first.
nobody does.
I was scared of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought like my first time going in the group and stuff, I was just like, if this guy's just gonna cut you off and tell you to shut up, then I'm not gonna talk.
Right? Kind of close you up because he wants to challenge the disease.
Yeah.
Right? And I get that part of it. It's going to live within us, right? Like that evil part of us, that negative side. So since we're just little, we know good and wrong, right? Nobody had to teach us that. Nobody had to give us this little handbook, you know what I mean? This is what you're going to do, you're going to feel bad. This is what you're going to do, and you're going to feel good. We just knew when we were getting away with something.
Yeah.
So that conflicted feelings, he brings those out in us, and it's almost like we're growing emotionally from the time we get sober on. Because we still have that little devil in us or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Manipulate, lie, cheats, skate through the program, we'll say. And you only went through one time?
Yeah. But I went back for a tune-up, but it's only because of mental issues I was dealing with.
Okay, so it wasn't a substance relapse?
No, it
Okay.
was more of a mental, just I needed to get away or something bad was going to happen, so.
Okay. So you went through a lot of depression?
Yeah, I was in a situation that was just very toxic and very bad. So I just at that time I was a butcher and I was playing with knives, and I thought that was kind of a bad place for me to be
Yeah.
if I was suicidal. So I was like, all right, well.
What gave you the ability to be honest with yourself and come back and ask?
Honestly, I just call people and they just tell me.
The first tool, they say,
Yeah.
pick up that 10,000-pound phone.
Yeah, literally, I just my sponsor, he's a really every day I try and call him.
Who's your sponsor?
Derek.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did he work in maintenance?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he
Very good guy.
yeah, every day I call him, and sometimes it's barely ever is it a serious conversation.
But it brings up life in you,
Yeah,
baby?
yeah. Honestly, it's just usually us just joking.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I ask for a serious thing, he tells me hey,
Yeah.
here's what you do, because he gets it. He's been there already.
I've met him a few times. He gave me a ride home from the fireworks at James's one time, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing we get through recovery. People do a lot of things around here and just keep coming back, which is amazing. This program, I've never seen a place open the doors and let people just keep coming back to help other people.
Yeah.
It's we automatically work in recovery. People that come back and they're loyal and dedicated to their program to give it to the next guy.
Yeah.
Man, you work here for free. You know what I mean? You're saving lives.
Yeah.
You would not be in my life, okay, if I didn't know that you actually truly cared about me. But how long did it take for you to break down that wall with me? So Derek did it for you, right? Now you just got to joke around, laugh and the thing, but it brings out what in you? You actually feel some sort of freedom after talking with the guy, and you know he cares.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. What do you give to me, babe? Hey? That's my point, right there. That smile lasts for decades for me. Knowing that you're happy today and you're okay today. The struggles we have, right? You were a meat apprentice at...
No, it wasn't a meat apprentice. I was a butcher.
A butcher, okay.
Yeah.
What was Mr. Meats or
Yeah,
whatever?
Mr. Meats, I was working there.
How long did you work there for?
I I'd say 3 years maybe.
You got that job in recovery, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a really good job. I liked it.
Yeah.
It just turned into stress because there wasn't, things just kept changing there, and
Yeah.
like it just wasn't
Right for you
at that time.
and then you end up changing positions and looking for other work, right?
Yeah, I wanted to get back into construction.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience in construction. I was doing HVAC,
Mm-hmm.
and this was another I find when you start sobriety and you don't have a career, you don't have any life skills, you have to go through a lot of crappy jobs
Right.
just so you can gain some life skills.
Yeah.
And
So had you worked prior to coming into
oh
recovery?
yeah, but it
Okay.
was I was jumping jobs from left and right,
Right.
because it'd be I'd be working at one place and it was crappy, but I wouldn't stick it out because it's just well, I'm gonna get my paycheck. I'll just go get a bottle and whatever, right?
Typical. Will last a month.
Yeah. See you next year.
Right. so when you finally came, this is not funny, by the way, but it's funny because it's the truth, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is, we can all laugh at our past now, knowing now that we don't represent that today.
No, yeah.
Right. So
I'm
it's
professional.
professional PhD in recovery.
Yeah.
The point I'm getting at, bro, is that you have a lot of gifts, and that's the topic of the week,
Yeah.
to bring to the table. And you never knew that when you first came in, neither did I.
No.
Right? Look at us shine.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, a beacon of hope in my recovery, right? I got you, I have Dane, I have, other people too, like Rick, but Jim McKnight I have. Okay, I got Rob McGee.
Yeah.
These are people that I relatively bounce a conversation off here and there all the time. You call me almost on a daily basis, if not 2-3 times a day, just to harass me. But the point is that I really actually appreciated it because I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know that people give a shit or care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't realize that. You helped part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me to grow, different personalities and different people to reach out to. Like you said, I just call people.
Yeah.
Main thing, bro. You teach me things since day one that I didn't even need to ask.
Yeah.
Actions, right? You put forth the action. Like you said, some days I don't want to come in a group at the beginning. I didn't want to talk if this guy's going to cut me off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I find too, it's I find this super simple. It's so easy, but we make it, it's so hard.
Right?
It's so hard for I get why people go out again and do all this stuff,
Yeah.
but to a point I look at it, it's well, why would you waste
All the
all
effort.
the time and
Yeah.
effort, and you know what I mean? I've been having a lot of struggles lately,
Right.
but then I think about it I'm 5 years deep in this. If I there's no point.
Right.
There's no
And do you honestly remember what it felt like coming in? Can you put yourself back there?
Yeah, I didn't really have any I was kind of a blank slate.
Right.
I didn't care. I wasn't emotional at all. I just was sad and just mad at the world, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was interesting for sure. But I knew my problems. And I blatantly said my problems once I got into group, because that's what Paul does. He gets out. He asked about why are you here? Why are you wasting a spot here? And I just thought,
Right. Get you talking.
yeah, it gets you talking, right? And I
Put you on blast.
yeah,
Right?
I told them my problems, and everyone was whoa.
And they say, ask, listen, do as you're told. Turns into, once you start trusting the program, sharing,
Yeah.
confiding in friends and sponsors, right? And you get consultation through it.
Yeah,
Greatest leaders in the world. They have a team of people they run it by, right?
Yeah.
Before they ever make a decision. We can't make choices alone.
yeah,
You helped me learn that. Rick helped me learn that. Rob helped me learn that. Jim helped me learn that. But Paul especially, but like you said, you're going to get most of it on the floor.
Yeah.
But when you had something deep, inventories,
Yeah.
right? You get those out. You get an opinion back from the guy, right? So then you get to go do your book burnings. You get to burn all your inventories at the end of it. But every one of those goes to your group leader,
yeah,
right? Pass that down to the next guy. When you get your opinions back, whether you should share that in group or whether, you keep that with you and him and you talk one-on-one with him about it, he has time for you then, right? That's what I always thought the worst of it. These guys, they don't really have time for us. I would have opinions, right? And it's well, they come here every day. They're dedicated and their commitments are to Brentwood. So why wouldn't ours be? We already work here for free.
yeah,
To us, for each other. You know what I mean? So like you said, you didn't know you needed other people.
no,
And lo and behold, you're there for me every day.
Yeah.
Like, I owe you a million thank yous you don't even know about. And that's the truth of it. I don't even know how to say it because, like, you'd rather see me in action, right?
Yeah.
Right. It makes you happier just to see me living a good life.
Yeah, actually doing stuff.
Bro, if we only knew each other, say, like 4 years ago, you'd be like, this guy's, like, not cool at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even now I'm a little bit, maybe, hopefully.
You'd probably fucking think that, the same thing.
Right. So it's like, but here we are,
Yeah.
2 negative things put in a positive place, and we attract to what? Positive. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to see you fail if you come to me for, like, your issues or whatever. I'm going to give you the best advice I can, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see you in the shitter. And at the end of the day, I know you're going to trust, I can trust you with my problems in my life, but me by myself, I'll wreck everything. Right? Like, if I just don't care about recovery and I just go to my house and I just live my life and, oh, I got this, I don't need them. Eventually, slowly but surely, this is going to take over.
Yeah.
Right. So that 10,000-pound phone, man, like, it's a remarkable thing learning things from people that you actually need friendships, right? I don't know. I'm happy that Paul brought that out in you, man. I am.
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice to realize that. Because I didn't know the solution, right? I don't know. Nobody does when they first go in.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do you hang on to this?
That's a struggle every day. Honestly, like, I don't even know how. I can't even explain it. It's just like something. It's just something I do now.
It's part of you.
It's literally part of me. Like
Routine.
it's literally routine. Like I gotta, like, even in the morning, if I just feel a little off, I text like a lot of random people, a lot of random things,
Just to see what comes back.
yeah, just to see what happens. You know.
I like that.
And it's not even like mean things or
Yeah.
anything. It's like, hey man,
What's really on?
what's going on?
Right?
Like something dumb. Like
Yeah.
just something. Like even talking about like talking to just some random on like. Well, you get a lot of numbers when you go through here.
Right.
So just.
I know.
Trolling.
I got like 60-something people.
Yeah. So just trolling people, saying like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
you're doing great today.
But you let your personality fly.
yeah. Just.
And that's the beautiful thing, man. I honestly, like, sometimes I get these texts from you, and I'm like, this guy, man. Like, and
Yeah.
all I do is smile and grin
Yeah.
because I already know you're okay then.
Yeah.
I know you're all right then.
Yeah.
When the phone call comes, I start to make, like, you know, is he worried about me? And then I learned, like, I don't know, it was not even a couple months ago, man. I had this thought that I had to apologize to you, remember?
Yeah.
And I had to tell you, like, I should be more considerate of giving you a call.
Yeah.
You're a human being, too. You might struggle just like I do, right? And I'm here looking up to you. Like, oh, this guy's got to call me. He's my sponsor. Like, it was weird how I had this thought in my head that people should support me, like, in a selfish way, right? So I had that switch, come up to you, apologize, and realize that, like, you might just need a phone call here and there, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
nice.
like, yeah, it matters that these friendships are, like, bonds between people that I don't think are ever going to be broken. I honestly don't. In my heart, I believe that you're going to be my friend until I'm 80, 90 years old and seeing my deathbed. Because I don't, like, as unloyal as I was to myself in that lifestyle, like, we want the bottle, we want the bag, we want the girl, we want whatever it is that we're chasing, right? When we're in addiction, I'm loyal in friendships. And I know that in you too. I watch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or else I would not be able to have someone in my life if I didn't trust you 100%.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this coming into Brentwood. I thought people were like the opposite. Get out of my life, go away, right? So feeling like that, similar through high school, through addiction. What's going on with you and your friends these days? Are you still friends with the people you're in the band with?
Yeah, my one buddy, I think he's traveling right now.
Okay.
He used to play guitar with me, and I think he's married, and because he knew I was in sobriety, he's trying sobriety out too.
That's cool.
So, yeah. So I think he's like a year sober now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
See, look at that smile.
I think he's doing good.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he was about to, like, his life was going somewhere, I think. I think because his drinking was getting in the way.
Yeah.
So he got away from the drinking and stuff, and
Yeah.
now he's doing pretty good.
These guys are in contact somewhat.
Oh, yeah. Every now and again, I shoot him a text.
So, like, even separating yourself, like, there had to have been a point where you had to realize that you need to work on you, right? And coming
Yeah.
to Brentwood and then separating yourself from those friends or those people that you used to hang out with or drink with.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even find those boundaries?
I didn't actually realize that till I got into sobriety. I had a pretty tight group of friends, and they used to do drugs and drinking even when I was around in
Right.
sobriety, and I didn't really care. Honestly, I chose my choice. This is my choice.
Right.
I don't treat it as like an excuse or
justifying
it. Like, this is my choice. I want to be this way. It's
too bad, tough luck, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
At least you know it was black and white.
Yeah.
But ignore all the gray feelings in between, the thousand shades of gray, right?
Yeah. I don't see that. Right?
Are we ever just off base when we use it?
Yeah. And so those guys, I think all of them, I don't know if they're doing good, honestly. I don't really care if they're doing good.
Some people can be saved.
Yeah.
Some people can't. If they find the inspiration, but you...
It's not even that. I just, like, there's a lot of things that happen that just kind of made me realize, like, why did I even have you guys
in my life?
So, they stopped caring about me. I stopped caring about them.
Right.
They're gone. I'm
Make you take a second look at your friendships in reality, right?
Yeah.
Finding that power here to have self-worth.
Yeah.
Right? To actually reflect on, who you're going to hang out with or whatever. But that happened prior to you getting here? Most of those people?
Yeah, like, I had one buddy who would visit me every weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he started, like, and I used to try and hang out with him.
Afterwards?
Yeah. And he just kind of chose drinking over me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of would get sick of that. And then a lot of my other friends, when I got into my toxic relationship I was in, they started, like, there was this whole situation.
Yeah, so a bunch of drama.
And then they kind of just took
that path. Yeah.
And
to say less and not bring up details. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Right,
so regardless, you're here today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you were going to wrestling school, right? Because I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. Would you tear MCL?
No, meniscus.
Meniscus, that's right.
Meniscus.
Okay, so I do remember you having those struggles and watching you keep coming back.
This is the only thing that can't cut me sane, to be honest.
Right? And being honest in that, I remember asking you to be my sponsor that day in Jackson Park when you first had that injury. It was just before or just afterwards. I think it was afterwards.
It was afterwards.
Yeah, we were walking through the park and you had that injury already. And remember we were walking with Dalton too?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the one who invited you out. Like, these guys are two peas in a pot, man. Like, honestly, Dalton's great.
It's like him around.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? And look how great he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in all honesty, like, he got his license, car, job, like, sober, living life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's, what, your best friend now?
Yeah.
Right? You got Derek, you got him, you got me.
Yeah.
Like, in reality, too. And we have all the new people transitioning through program.
Yeah.
To be honest, bro, let's just put it this way. The gifts that you bring to me today that I can bring to you, I never even realized 11 months ago that it was even possible to give people these types of feelings and energy and importance or like self, what's it called, gratification, knowing that you actually do help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you and Dalton have that connection. Like, he's great. Yeah, you know what that means in 1,000 different words, right? I love it, man. I honestly like seeing it. It makes me happy inside. He's the one who brought me for my first barbecue. Brought me out for my celebration on my birthday on my graduation day, you and him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Going to the Mandarin. It's like, I still got those pictures, like having a great time.
Yeah, but you didn't go to jail.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
you ruined your own.
and okay, I'm going to touch base on this, all right? So I was on house arrest coming to the program. I expected 84 days. I'm going to just, what was it? Possibly get 3 or 4 years instead of 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Right? The whole story.
So I was like, oh, we'll take you out for dinner.
Right. Like,
and get you.
I go fly to Sault Ste. Marie, September 14th. I'm saying goodbye to you, goodbye to the guys, you know.
Yeah.
Right? What happens? I don't even know. I bought a round trip ticket hoping that, maybe somewhere down the line I'm going to be able to come back.
Yeah.
Probably not. And I got sentenced to a community sentence or supervision order for 2 years to serve in another county, another district in Windsor. So, yeah, I didn't go to jail.
Yeah.
But you guys coached me through the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember how sad I was?
Yeah.
Dude, like, you really did pick me up a lot, bro. I love it. I do. Like, look at that smile.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing, man. And here you are, 28 years old, 5 years clean.
Yeah.
Right? Representing, working hard.
Yep.
Doing your thing, and you're living, helping support your family and doing the best you can for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Recognize toxic relationships. You recognize your self-awareness when it comes to, like, old friends.
Yeah.
You can distance yourself. You have boundaries now, and you have respect for yourself to be able to come back and ask for direction, right?
Yeah.
It's huge, man. It is. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely, I just wanted to say that you're an inspiration, and your dedication, and I'm not even going to put this any lightly, is a very big motivating factor for other people in recovery. Just seeing a like-minded face every day, whether, you talk to 100 people or not. Just seeing people come back, man, that shows these people that it is a possibility. right? And these people out here, whether they're going to find a path or not, anyone that's going to be watching, they're going to know that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all the point of this is to really reach out. And like these donations, if there is any to this PayPal link, are going to be going to Brentwood Recovery Home.
Yeah.
Because you're an alumni at Brentwood Recovery Home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's vice versa.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
I'm proud to represent that, man. I am. I'm inspired by you and a lot of things going on in my life today, but I never knew that 11 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, I was thinking this. If you had something that you really truly wanted to say to someone in pain, struggle, negative path, what would you tell them?
I mean, you gotta want out. You gotta want to fix yourself or fix whatever's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually take action. And if you can't take action, try and find some help.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you can't do it alone, then you need someone to help you.
Yeah.
Because that's something I needed. And honestly, it's what helps me throughout these 5 years of a lot of pain and struggle and happiness and everything.
Right.
Just everything.
So being able to get here,
Yeah.
you had to really dumb it down. You had
Yeah.
to break it down to a point where if you are looking for something, you're going to find it.
Yeah.
So if it's a negativity, you're going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're done with the done and
Yeah.
done with the done life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Over and said, enough's enough. When is enough, right?
Yeah.
Call it quits. You have to actually hate the disease.
Mm-hmm.
Really. It's not yourself that you're hating. It's the simplicity of the facts that the temptations overcome anything that's of value or caring or having love for your like family members or, you know, self-respect or dignity or importance in life, right? It gets to a point where either you're going to like give up all hope or you ask for help.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Maybe we'll have to pick this up where we left off sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
I would appreciate that. Get some recruitments in here, Ryan. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's Ryan Wilson, Live Night News, and that's my sponsor, baby. Yeah.